Freedom of speech is something that I, without a doubt, defend vehemently. I don't care how much of an idiot you are, how stupid I think you are, how many brain cells that you're missing. I don't think anybody should be silenced over their opinions. So call me shocked when I found out that apparently the UK is trying to pass a public consultation against YouTube to prioritize things that they approve of on the platform. Before you ask though, keep in mind a public consultation is not a bill. It's not being something that's being passed into law. However, what this does mean, though, is that they're kind of basically tugging on the shoulder, the hand of YouTube and saying, hey, YouTube, can you please silence your other creators and prioritize things that we focus, as the UK government. Put our trusted news sources on the top of the algorithm for YouTube. Don't worry about those other public creators. No, not at all. This is obviously a very bad thing, especially for the UK and its viewers and content creators. What scares me though, as a person who's been on YouTube for a very long time, at least as a viewer, is that YouTube has tended to fold on things like this. They're not doing it right now, we'll get into that, but it is scary to think about the fact that it might actually happen. It's still very dumb to me though for the UK to really do this. I mean, seriously, do you think anybody is gonna fall for this? Like, please, society of the UK, trust us, always trust the government. We're not trying to control you or censor other people's voices or keep all the bad actors out. No, we're trying to protect you. It is very, very worrisome, not only for the UK to do this, but even the world itself. So this is the new statement that YouTube dropped, and they dropped it on top of the UK content creators, and it goes as the following. The UK government is running a public consultation, again, not a law, okay? This is just a consultation. Again, they're just having a conversation, but it can become a law, so just keep that in mind. Called Watch This Space, a new strategic direction for UK media. The proposal includes mandatory changes to how content is discovered on YouTube. This could direct audiences away from your channel. As a UK creator, this directly impacts your future. Digital content discovery works best when driven by user choice, not legal requirements. This is a vital window for you to share your perspective before consultation closes on August 31st, 2026. Again, YouTube, God forbid, is actually having a rare W here. They're actually pulling it out. They're fucking doing it here, man. They're actually telling their UK audiences and content creators to please vote against this because it is literally silencing your voices and allowing the UK government to forward their news broadcasting stations onto the surface of the platform. The same logic to this is if this were to happen in America, for example, every day you would pull up YouTube, you would see CNN and ABC and Fox News. You would see all of these news channels just absolutely taking over the feed, and all of your favorite content creators like me, I know, all the way to the fucking bottom. You wouldn't even see our channels anymore. That is a serious issue. YouTube then talks about the impact of the proposed rules. The proposed new rules, including a mandatory prominence regime, oh god, this could require digital platforms like YouTube to prioritize and give privileged positions to traditional broadcasters in user interfaces and recommendation feeds, potentially pushing your content out of sight. Mandating prominence to traditional institutions will impact other independent digital creators, production companies, and media co's, including through your content downranked, reducing user exposure to diverse content and independent creators, threat to reach and channel growth, and undermining the creator-audience bond. Again, this is a serious issue. I know some people are lazy, don't care for politics, and I understand it. But the UK is one of the most similar governments to the United States. So I would hope that the people there would take control over this and actually speak up and hopefully not leave it to YouTube, because we all know YouTube folds like a damn lawn chair sometimes. This is straight up authoritarianism. That's right, that's a real word. Read your dictionaries, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is literally authoritarian action. This is literally the UK, like they're poking the back of YouTube, the gigantic bear, but it can get worse for not just the UK, but for the rest of the world. We all know censorship is a terrible thing, but it is practiced in other countries. It's not nothing new. And I would hope that the people of the UK, if you're watching this video, to please step up to this. I said it at the beginning of the video, and I stand on it to the day I die. I believe in freedom of speech. There's a reason why it's the First Amendment in the United States, and I'm happy to be a United States citizen, and I feel bad when other governments do this to their people. But I vehemently defend the right to speak on whatever behalf you want to. I truly do believe in that, okay? So when I see governments practicing censorship, it only scares me because I know that is already a thing we suffer from in the United States currently. Though it's not in law or being trying to push by the government, it is practiced via social media, especially American social media platforms. Censorship is nothing new, but this will affect people's abilities to live their lives and consume the content that they want to. The government wants to feed, just consume what we want you to. Don't listen to other people's voices. Don't listen to other people. And don't get me wrong, I understand that there's a lot of bad actors on the internet. Nobody is not saying that, okay? There's a lot of stupid people on the internet. We're all very aware of that. But I think most adults, which is the vast majority of the internet, I think most adults can, filter out the stupid from the smart people. It's very simple. Human beings aren't as dumb as they think we are, okay? So again, this scares me not only for YouTube as a platform and what the future might hold, but it scares me from my own government, because even though I'm not in the UK, I can understand that this can influence other governments, and then we'll have a whole thing. It's already bad enough we have mass surveillance that's going on, but now they're trying to take away our rights to speak out about our opinions, especially if it's against the government or if they do something stupid. They're trying to silence the UK creators, and it could also affect us. This is a serious thing. So I hope this doesn't go to law. I hope it doesn't go to court, because I am afraid that YouTube might fold. But as of right now, YouTube is standing on business, and you know what? Good. I love YouTube, and I hope they stand on business. But we all know how these companies work, and we know how lawsuits are, and how some of them might not want to take it to court, and I don't know. It's a scary future. So let's hope that this doesn't get any further. But yeah, that's all I had to yap about, though. Again, practice your freedom of speech. Please vote against this if you can. Do whatever you can to go against it. I don't know how it completely works over there in the UK, but this is only the early signs to something much more grander, a much more issue. So yeah, I hope everything gets solved out, and we won't get silenced on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it, though. See ya.